Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play ChäoS. And yes, I'm very much aware that I should have done this in a screenshot Let's Play. Whatever. Thank you for joining me. It's been a weird couple of days. Normally I'd put this in a text, maybe in the description, but I haven't recorded this game in 2 weeks. And I've been working on a secret Let's Play, which I'm pouring all of my soul into making. And you can ask Nick, also known as ASDF-san, if that's true, because he's doing the quality checking for me. And I'm not quite sure when I'll get around to even posting it, but what I do know is that it is post-commentary, it is a solo post-commentary, and I'm doing it all on my own. So I'm not asking anyone for help while making the videos. Back on topic. A hot topic. Let's continue on with ChäoS Head, shall we? And that's why you're here, after all. I certainly couldn't have... blah blah blah. Okay, that we left off after... okay. I certainly couldn't have Remy come to my base over the weekend, so I spent a worrisome 2 days alone. Remy had bought me fresh supplies of food in advance on Friday, so I'd stayed shut up in my base without taking a single step outside. But even then, there were countless times when my anxiety almost drove me to email Remy saying, "Please come over." Ah, shit. In the end, I never pressed send, but... I was only freed from my nervousness during the 30 minutes when I was watching Burachi's final episode. Even under these circumstances, I made sure to keep up with Burachi. Because if Remy had become that which held me up in the third dimension, my source of support in the second dimension was Burachi, or rather Seratan. With a vector. Great. On Monday, when I had somehow made it through the weekend, when I browsed the Phantasm.com at Furepara, it was remarkably full of flaming, and I quickly followed the link to a channel. There was an epic thread in progress. I'm just listening to the music. Be sure to read the Guru Game Board Guide. Entry prohibited for those under 20. No repeating threads, and make sure your threads are easy to search for because of the titles. Alright. Okay, hold on. This is gonna be a horror thread, isn't it? Fess from Phantasm used to be hospitalized. The voice of a nameless reader. Kishimoto is the real name of Fess from Phantasm. In the past, she was a patient in a psychiatric ward. The hospital was called AHM. Phantasm is over. Good job making shit up. Sauce, please. Whose eyes are those eyes? Who's Fess? For real? Someone fucked up. Only took super mentally ill patients. Another anti-fan? This is pretty much sucky trolling. If you're gonna start a thread, at least link to the source. Of course, it's a lie that Fess was hospitalized. Don't you get embarrassed slandering her like that? I've never heard of AHM. Fuck off. The one watching you is me, Fess. Strike the stake, strike the stake. Strike into the asshole, spewing bullshit. The next gen victim is gonna be one of you. Fess was hospitalized for a long time for psychological reasons, because the hospital put out a free publication with patients' drawings and essays and poems, and her poetry got introduced there. By the way, the same thing's up on the hospital website. Her real name is Kishimoto Ayase. Asterisk. because apparently they can't post her real name. AHM, Arcart Medical Group. Here we go. So that's as far as your love for her goes. Whatever. I have fewer rivals now, which is why Fess is gonna be my bread. Stop. It's here. What? Lol. It's true. Lol. Oh yes, yes, yes. Fuel on the fire. There's a picture posted. Laughed myself shitless. Notification. Phantasm is true. Trolling hard much? Is Phantasm gonna disband over this? I like Fist a lot, though in a sexual sense. Oh yeah. This must be someone's guidance too. The poem there doesn't get used in her songs, does it? Seriously gonna cry. I can kind of understand it. They say there's a fine line between genius and madness. Bullshit. Disbandment flag, here it comes. Tonight it'll be Black Mass. It'll be a Black Mass, sorry. The young Feston. But this means Phantasm is dead for sure. Part of me think it fits them to end like this before going mainstream. Still no comment on Fest's official site? Nothing's gonna happen no matter how much ad-channel virgins make a ruckus online. Fest looks at the future, not the past. She's gonna predict your deaths. Wait, is there some kind of problem with this? Nice try. We know you're one of them. Must be desperate to keep the band going. We all knew along. We knew all along that Fest was a little weird in the head. What's the big deal now? Fest is psychologically ill, but that's a good thing. Calm down, you guys. It's all a huge hoax by Feston. Fest must have broken down because of the malice filling the world. That was the power that awoke her punk rocker soul. Those keen, aggressive lyrics are the sublimated cries of her soul. Oh shit, that was weird. Okay, that was weird. So, calm down, you guys. It's all a huge hoax. On the contrary, we ought to unconditionally bless the facts given out by 12. And I can't scroll up. Or can I? No, well, I can, but not like that. The site's down. They're running away. I went to the URL 12 had pasted in. The Arcart Medical Group was a long-time psychiatric facility that accepted only patients with severe mental illnesses. From what the site showed of the hospital's appearance, all the windows had bars in them, making it look almost like an aging prison. I didn't know if it were still in existence. In any case, the homepage hadn't been updated whatsoever for the past 4 years. Except, just as the people from Achan had said, the site included a picture of a young Kishimoto Ayase and a poem she had written. Ayase wa seishin byou. The shadow of wicked heart lurks within you, that which cannot be seen, no matter how I try to leave. Unawakening nightmares become a sword in the end, and come to slash me apart, with the shield called apathy. People evade the flames of war. My reborn battlefield enemies are those with spite in their hearts. At times malice possesses its own will, and shows us its form. It wasn't that it particularly shocked me. When I was in elementary school, I myself had regularly gone to a hospital's psychiatric ward. That was why, on the contrary, I sympathized with her. Ayase was the same as me. She was the same as me, even with her incredible aura and her charismatic way of drawing Shibuya's youth to her. This common point between the two of us lent a certain veracity to the hypothesis that she and I might possess the same power, the ability to project delusions into reality. It would would be safe to say that this lent me courage and hope. Only, there was just one problem. Up until now, I'd taken everything Asa told me at face value, but that might have been a mistake on my part. How to obtain a D-sword. That I would be saved if I obtained one. I began to have doubts, not about the phenomena she had shown me, but rather about the words she had spoken. Should I believe her, or... The abrupt sound of my phone's ringing... The abrupt sound of my phone ringtone made me jerk. Cell phones sure seem to enjoy catching me by surprise. I know that feeling. It scared the shit out of me too. This is what I hated about them. Clicking my tongue, I picked up the phone as it went ringing even more annoyingly. The caller had to be Nanami. She was definitely going to shower me with her useless and belated complaints again. Ah, what a pain. Something tells me about that sentence that it ain't going to be her. I'm going to get ear-raped, aren't I? Was what I thought as I pressed a button to put me through and laid the phone against my ear. All without checking the caller's number. Why, just this one time, hadn't I checked the caller's number? The incredibly loud melody I heard coming through the phone. Let me pass. I hastily confirmed the number that displayed on the LCD screen. Oh, shit. This number, as I thought. No. Why? Was it supposed to be out of use? Last time we called it. When I had Nanami call it to make sure, hadn't that announcement played at us? Or else, had the prankster brought the number back? Panicking, I turned towards the center of the room. Surely Rimi would be there, and she'd give me some kind of advice. She wasn't. Of course not. Rimi was taking classes at school right now. Because I told her ahead of time that I wouldn't be going to school today, she hadn't come to pick me up in the morning. As I stood there, shaken up, Let Me Pass continued playing through the cell phone. A full minute had already gone by. I'd only caught a little bit of it before, but I heard some noise aside from Let Me Pass. Even if you limited it to only the sounds I could recognize, there were car engines and people's footsteps, so it must be outdoors. Who the hell was this person calling me? I could only think of one who might set up this kind of hoax. Shogun. Troubled, I looked at the Serotan standing next to my PC.
どうしたらいいと思う、セラ。
Serotan faced me with the exact same file. Serotan faced me with the exact same smile as always.
切っちゃえばいいさ。無視無視。
I agree.
そっか。そうだよね。その手があった。
Of course, I should have done so from the start. Yes, you should have. I laid my thumb against his phone's end call button, but for some reason, before I cut it off, I thought I'd listen to Let Me Pass one more time, for a little bit longer. It felt strange even to me. It creeped me out, so I should have wanted to end it as soon as possible. I, mostly unconsciously, took the cell phone in my grip and lifted it to my ear. It came surging out of the phone, and I'm getting ear-raped anyways. Ghastly pain. The violence of a noise like ultrasonic waves. That sound infected my body. An impact like lightning struck my head. My whole body went petrified. I screamed my lungs out, but I couldn't hear my own voice. It boiled. My brain, my heart. They boiled, they bubbled, they melted in globs. Pain chewed through my body from the inside, crawling around me. My consciousness went liquid and coursed through me until, in the end, it arrived at my heart and exploded and scattered into mist. Those incoherent sensations controlled me, leaving me unable to think about what was happening. Jesus fucking Christ. When Kusunoka Yua slowly opened her eyes, she saw that her class, Year 3, Class B, was in uproar. Countless students had collapsed, their eyes rolled back and they foamed at the mouth, and their bodies twitched all over. A number of others had curled into balls, pressing down on their heads as if they were suffering. The remaining students had stood up. They were supposed to be in the middle of class and were filling out into the hallway. The teacher took no notice of them as he frantically attempted to help the fallen students. Everyone who had come out into the hallway was raising surprised voices, but none of their words entered Yua's head. The cell phone in her skirt pocket had been vibrating for some time now. Upon noticing it at last, she dragged her hand toward her pocket. She tried to stand up, but she staggered and slid down past her chair. Crouching, she leaned back against the wall. After correcting the position of her slipping glasses, she pressed a button to take the call and put her phone to her ear.
はい。あ、はい。はあ。はい。あ、一応大丈夫です。
Yua made a grimace and pressed her forehead as she answered. Above the commotion of her classmates in the hallway and her teacher's voice as he called, "Hey, hold on!" to his prostrate students, sounded to her like something taking place very far away.
はい。ええ。あなたは。はい。はい。そうですか。それで。
Blanching Yua gulped. She covered the phone with her hands and dropped her voice. Her tone was clearly unsettled.
そんなわけないんです。だって本当は。
Having said that much, Yua fumbled with her words and hung her head.
本当は私だったのに。
The racket from the corridor grew louder still. Everyone was looking in the same direction and pointing at wearing anxious expressions. The hallway windows rattled as if a strong wind were blowing against them.
はい。そうです。私の妹です。はい。わかりました。
What the fuck? Feebly bowing her head at the end, as though the person she was speaking to were right in front of her, Yua cut the connection. And she raised her head, casting a glance at the windows beyond which everyone was pointing.
空が。
It was almost as if someone had dropped white paint into water. The sky that had been dirty blue was fading to white. That white spread at a considerable speed. Blurring, it invaded its way through the sky.
白く染まっていく。
Well, Chapter 6, people. Noaah. I think this is a great point to cut the video off. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. I'll be recording more of this next week, so don't expect 2 episodes this week.